Okay, so I have some bicycle parts here that have been getting rusty. This goes on my fenders here. Little fender supports, fender brackets. And so they're chrome plated, but they're still getting rusty. So this is an attempt to use electricity to get the rust off, and I'm going to be doing it in this little pail right here. The videos I've been watching say use distilled water. Well, I'm going to use water that we use at the house. It's run through a whole house salt filter and reverse osmosis, so it's like there's nothing in it. So this is 4 cups right here going in. I'm not sure how much water it's going to take, so I'm going to just start with 1 and then go get the other one. So you can see that 4 cups is not enough to cover the fender brackets that are being de-rusted, so here goes 4 more cups. And you need enough to cover whatever you're taking the rust off. Looks like I need 1 more to be safe. Okay. 3rd pitcher of 4 cups going in, so this will be 12 cups, and this should cover the items with plenty of water. And yep, looks good. Now I'm gonna add some baking soda. I have plenty of baking soda in the house. I'm going to use this instead of salt because I have a lot of baking soda. Okay, so I'll put 4 tablespoons of baking soda in here. This makes it easier for me to do while I'm holding the camera. So I'll pour that in there. And I'm going to use this little metal piece here that's also rusted, and I'm just going to stir this up. Try to get it dissolved. And this is to increase the conductivity of the water, because we're going to use electricity that will hopefully remove the rust. Okay. That looks good there. Next part. So for this you need some wire and you need some electricity. Some guys use battery chargers, some use batteries. I'm going to use a battery charger. We have this one right here, and you plug it into an outlet, and then you have the plus and minus leads right there, and you need a sacrificial piece of steel. It's going to be the anode, and I've had this piece of steel, gosh, for probably 20 years, and I haven't used it since then. I'm not even sure what it's from, but I'm going to try and use it. It's pretty heavy. Hopefully it works. I've done some scraping, and it's just a trial. We'll see. Then I had this wire that I've had for a long time too. It's probably number 16 gauge. So I'm going to strip some ends off of it and cut it in half, and that'll be the wire I'm going to try on this test. I stripped off about 4 inches off of one end of this wire and tied it around all 4 pieces of the fender brackets, and then the other piece I have maybe 1 inch that's going to attach to the negative wire, the negative battery terminal. After I tied them together and put them down in the tub, there wasn't enough water, so I wound up adding 4 more cups 8 more cups of water and another 2 tablespoons of baking soda and stirred it up. I wound up stripping another couple of inches off this end here because the clips on the battery charger won't attach just directly to the wire. So I took a pair of pliers and I wound that really tightly around that bolt, hoping it'll be have a good enough connection. And then I'm going to clip the I'm going to put the negative clamp to it, and this is going to be the cathode. So connect that there, and then I'm going to connect the other end over to this piece of steel, this piece of metal, keeping that out of the water. Oops, sorry about that. And then I'm going to plug this in and we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to plug it into my little bench here. And you see that's coming on. And so now we'll see what kind of action we get. And be sure and don't touch the wires because you don't want to get shocked. So this is what it looks like in the first few seconds of the bath. Now we can see that bubbles are forming here. And so there's some action happening. And hopefully it'll take the rust right off these pieces. So we'll see. To be tuned in. Just out of curiosity, I thought I'd take my little electric tester and get it anywhere near that water, and you can see that it's conducting electricity. So just an interesting little piece of information. Yesterday I was doing a video on removing rust using DC voltage and an electrolyte. And so I let it run for 5 hours, and I didn't video me taking the parts out of the water. I did include a picture that showed the water had turned, it looked like rust. And so when I unplugged the battery charger and pulled the parts out, and then I started rubbing them with the cloth, a lot of the rust just came like right off. And you can still see that there's still some here, and I bet you I could rub that off as well. They're just getting kind of late, and so anyway, I'm going to continue today. I'll probably just maybe take a wire brush or something to it. I mean, but you can see it just kind of like, well, some of that's probably still on there, but you can see a lot of it has come off, and I'm really amazed. I'm really impressed with the whole process. And I'll go ahead and add this to the video. And so my next step, after I get these good and clean, I'm going to try to remove the chrome plating and then prepare them for maybe a zinc plate. Okay, bye. Okay, I wanted to try to show you this. So I took a piece of steel wool, and you can see that rust residue is down in there. And if you take the steel wool, you can just rub it in there, and you can see it just comes right off, it just flakes off. Comes off very nicely. Sorry for the quality of the video. I'm just using my phone. I don't have a good camera other than the one on my phone. But I just thought I'd try taking some steel wool to this and see what it did. And yeah, it just, so that process of using electrodes and a cathode and anode and a battery and salt in the water, it removes the rust, does a really good job. And then I just poured the rusty water out on the ground.